Everyone, this is Sarah. Welcome to my kitchen. On today's recipe I have Indian cuisine and it's known as Chana Masala. Chana is chickpeas and masala is the curry. So we're making chickpeas curry today, and you can serve this with your regular homemade rice or any bread you wish. Let's take a look at the ingredients. Let's go to the recipe. For Chana Masala, I have here is chickpeas that I soaked it for 3 hours in hot water, and I had about 1.5 cup of chickpeas. They were really tiny, but you can see that they expand. So that's there. I'm going to pressure cook this. If you don't want to use pressure cooker, make sure you soak this overnight or at least for 8 hours. And you can bring it to a boil until it becomes tender. We also need some onions. I have 1 large onion, about 2 medium tomatoes. Also ginger garlic paste. You can make your own if you don't have this kind. And I'm using the Chana Masala today, the spice ready-made. There's 2 kinds of same brand. Make sure it's MDH. So I'm going to use one of them. If you can't find this anywhere nearby, you can use your own spices such as garam masala, coriander powder, and cumin seeds. That should be good enough. So at the same time, I need some salt, turmeric, cumin seeds, 1 bay leaf, and this is a chickpea flour. It's known as the gram chickpea flour. This is optional if you don't like to use, but make sure if you do use flour, do not use the regular. It has to be the gram chickpea flour. Now let's go to the cooking. I have my stove on medium here. So I'm gonna have some oil. Oil is to your adjust, but I'm adding about 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm adding about 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. At the same time, I'm gonna add my 1 bay leaf here. Next, I'm gonna add the onions. At the same time, I have here some water to get to a boil, and I have, for my family size, about 3 cups of rice. I'm going to be making my regular homemade rice, so this is just an extra for you guys. I've been stirring the onions for about 3 minutes now. Now it's the time to add 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste. Once your onions are a bit mushy and golden brown, you can add the tomatoes. Once everything comes to a paste, you're going to add some salt. Salt is to your taste. And I'm adding 1 teaspoon of turmeric. Next is the time to add the Chana Masala spice. So I'm adding about 2 to 2.5 of teaspoon here. My rice has been boiling for a good 3 to 4 minutes right now, and I soaked it for about an hour. So I'm going to reduce the water here. So I'm just going to move it. This is just my regular rice, not the Afghan rice. Once you reduce the water, leave it like this and let it come to a boil for another 2 minutes on a low heat. Now I'm going to add the soaked chickpeas. I'm also going to add about 1 cup of water because I'm going to pressure cook it. If you don't have pressure cooker, you can just bring it to a boil till it becomes tender. Make sure you cover the lid. This is about 1 cup of water. So now when you see it's been boiled for about 2 minutes or so, I'm going to add 2 whole black cardamom. I'm also going to add 1 to 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds and some salt. Salt is to your taste. I'm also going to add 1/2 cup of green peas. Now I'm going to cover the top. Make sure you mix all the spices and everything. I'm going to cover the top and make sure your heat is on low and let this get steamed for a good 12 to 15 minutes depending on your stove. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to let this get steamed and not steamed, sorry. I'm going to pressure cook this about 8 to good 10 whistle depending on your pressure cooker and all, and until it becomes tender. I'm just going to check now. It's been after 10 whistles. So this is how it looks like. Now what you're going to do is push down some of the chickpeas. Just press it down just to get the right consistency. Now I'm going to add about half of this gram flour, chickpea flour. This is good enough. After adding the chickpea flour, I have let this come to a boil until the oil gets separated. Now this is ready to be served, and if your chickpeas is very thick, don't be shy to add some water. The chana masala is ready. I'm going to serve this with my regular homemade rice that has some green peas on it. So you can garnish this with some green cilantro on both if you like. There you are. And I hope you guys get a chance to try this recipe. Thank you very much for watching today's show. Please do subscribe.